Welcome back, everybody, to the Horror Returns. And I do say everybody because I've had a lot of people reaching out to us. And thank you to all of our new listeners that have taken the time to reach out. Man, it means the world. That's why we're doing this. That's why we come to you guys every single week. But whether you know it or not, you found the Horror Returns. I'm Lance. With me as always, my co-hosts Philip, Brian, and our semi-regular co-host Pedro. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
So,
Nez may or may not be joining us for the review. I hope he does. He's on the line, so we'll see what happens. But as you know, if you listen, and don't know if you don't, we start with something called Cool of the Week. Pedro, what is your coolest thing you've seen, watched, experienced this week, man?
Well, I wouldn't say they're cool of the weeks because they both pretty much sucked, but I do have a couple of late reviews for this show.
Okay.
I got to catch Afraid, right, with Afraid ID. You know what?
be careful, Pedro.
Yeah, they might.
My two co-hosts gave him some. We got a couple of sevens from you guys.
Oh my God.
I did. Yeah, this was one above Night Swim for me, Pedro.
Yes, this is much like the ever-growing fan base that you guys have. I also listen every week, and I did hear those reviews. And you know what? It wasn't bad. It was just lifeless, right? You know, and I found it more. I found it more insulting than something like Night Swim, because at least with Night Swim, you could tell there was this idea, even though it was flawed and it was shot horribly and it was just really bad. With Afraid, it was because Afraid wasn't even really a horror movie. It was literally just like a family drama with a couple little scares there to justify the title of being horror. Literally, I believe it was just one scene, and you know, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it here, like, you know, because I think people should have seen it by now if they are gonna see it. The one where the guy is driving the car, and then the the entity or whatever the heck it is takes over the car and he crashes, right? That's literally it.
Philip made that point.
Yeah, that I think that's the only really anything that justifies being a horror movie. It's literally just a family that kind of goes through the motions, et cetera, and if it's like the longest 78-minute movie I've ever sat through in my life. Like, how is that even possible? So just on that alone, again, was it bad? No, it was shot well. You know, it was competent, right? It's by a big studio, so it should be. But I was very insulted in that they tried to sneak in a quasi horror movie, and when it really wasn't a horror movie. So that's as of right now, September 18, 2024. That's my worst movie of the year, number one. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now.
I feel like it was more of like a sci-fi thriller than a horror.
Yes, but it wasn't marketed as that. And
that's true.
And even that's stretching it. And so it overtook Night Swim. I mean, Night Swim is still my number 2 at this point. But and then so that was my cool. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I was just very insulted. Just come on, what are you doing here? Are we to the point where we're piecing together parts of scripts to try to make some sort of competent movie now? You know, that's what it was. It was just very lazy. Then I saw another horrible film, and that was The Crow. I got to see The Crow remake.
Oh. Yeah.
And there's a couple of things I got to say about this. I know there was a very heated debate during your show. I listened to it. And by the way, Philip really put it over the top, because I don't know if he was plastered or what, but he was having a hell of a time. That was awesome. I went back to listen to that probably 3 or 4 times, and I was busting up the whole time.
That's pretty drunk.
But you were also trying to be the voice of reason, Philip. That's what made it, because Brian and Lance were going at it, and you
were we?
Not going at it. I mean, more so, it got pretty tense, and then Philip was, I guess, drunk, and he was trying to be the middle person in there. That just made it more awkward, and it was just a fun time.
It's what I do, man.
And so to me, it was like, the reason why I think the original Crow, is it the best film ever? No, 1994. But it did become this cultural phenomenon, not only because, Brandon Lee really passed away during that film. Also, the soundtrack is like a legendary soundtrack, and it really inspired it was a product of its time, right? And people that grew up with that film tend to really be very nostalgic about it. So the New Crow had that going against it. So to me, when you have that going against it, you have to raise the bar a little more. You know, instead of just offering this another soulless kind of film. Like to me, like okay, so the main bad guy, he's concerned about having this video of him out there that could could incriminate him, right? Go to jail for that. Yet he has this power to manipulate people to do whatever he wants. So why is he scared of that? Like, why is he so scared of this video that's going to incriminate him when he has this mind control power? He could go in there and mind control the cops, the jury, anyone he wants.
Okay.
He
I didn't even thought about that.
He whispers like to me it doesn't make sense, right? So already I'm not invested. And then like when you have no chemistry, right? When you have like the two leads didn't have any chemistry whatsoever. They were there to cash a paycheck. And we have to deal with 40 minutes of setup. Nothing but that. There's no action in the first 40 minutes. It's just literally them falling in love and then what a pussy this guy. You know, he knows her for a week, if that. And he's over here, making deals with the devil or whomever this guy in the shadow realm is, to go to hell for her. That's what you call a simp, ladies and gentlemen. And then I don't know. That was just a bad movie. Like just
Rough,
the last 20 minutes were a spectacle. I'll give him that. Like the opera house scene was fun. And then he does this deal where fuck it. I'm just spoiling it because it is what it is.
Here we go again.
Well,
Ryan.
Lance already did. Lance already did in his review.
Lance gave up the whole plot. So he makes a deal with again this river man or whatever this guy is.
I mean, that's what he is, like the boatman. I don't know.
Yeah, the boatman, and he's like, I'll go to hell for her, and I'm like, so she's gonna she's just gonna wake up and be alive. So now there's like teleportation, time travel in this fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, because they went back to the moment.
Yeah, because she wakes up in the moment. So it just leads to more questions. Where are all the villains that died? Are they just magically dead even though they went back in time and she opened her eyes? What a dumb fucking movie. 1 on 10.
Yeah, they got Back to the Future.
Good point.
Yeah.
They just disappear.
Wow, you had a rough week, Pedro.
Yeah, and then I'm my Eagles they lost on Monday, which also pisses me off. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But that's my uncool of the week right there.
No cool of the week, huh?
Oh, you know what? There I did see this is old. I saw Baywatch after the fall or whatever it's called. It's on Hulu.
What? Baywatch?
Yeah.
Is that the one with Zac Efron?
No. This is a documentary. But it's
okay.
It's a documentary. It's a 4-part documentary on Hulu about Baywatch and all the cultural impact that it had back in the day, and that was fun, because I'm a product of that era.
Wow.
So just seeing that and
you're diving deep for a clue of the week this week, man.
I sure am. I'm going down there to the bottom of that barrel, man. I tell you. But it was fun to see that. It was fun for them to like find all these old actors and actresses that were part of the show. Like David Hasselhoff looked exactly the same. I think that guy made a pact with the River Man because he's not aging.
Like maybe.
Or
he is the River Man.
Or maybe that's right. And so it was cool to see Pamela Anderson. I mean, she's still pretty attractive at what, like almost 60 at this point. She's up there. And just seeing a lot of these like women that I had because that was during my teenage years. You know what I'm saying? So that's where what did Garth from Wayne's World say? That's where going up the rope in gym class would feel would feel a little tighter. So that was during that era. So a lot of these women left a cultural impact on me during that time. So seeing them like older and whatnot was cool. But yeah, it was so that was fun. So yeah, that's my cool of the week. The Baywatch after the fall. Right. It's on Hulu for whomever wants to watch it.
Yasmin Bleeth was always my favorite.
Oh yeah.
She messed herself up. She ended up having a cocaine addiction and
no.
Wow, that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it does, but such a beautiful woman, for that to happen.
Philip, can you bring us up, Philip?
Yeah, I got an obscure one. I watched. It's called The Devil's Hour. It's
Huh. Okay.
I guess it's a mini series. I don't know. It's a British TV show. It was on Amazon. And it's kind of hard to say what it's about. It's one of those where it starts out and you don't know what's going on, and then through the episodes you kind of build little bit by little bit until the final episode where it explains everything. And they tied it up in a nice little bow. I like that. It's got a lot of people that you've seen before. I couldn't exactly tell you what their names are. But it was pretty interesting. It starts out pretty creepy. There's like some ghost things happening, maybe some possession, we don't really know. And then it rolls into like a crime drama kind of thing. It was pretty entertaining. It's only one season, so it's pretty short and full of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. The Devil's Hour.
The Devil's Hour, yeah. Like
All right.
this lady wakes up at 3:33 in the morning every night.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
To
Okay.
like the sound of a loud bang, and
Okay.
after these nightmares that she's been having. And
What
then they
happens
sort of
if
have
she
to go through and
oversleeps?
explain it. I don't know. Well, that she just wakes up every night at that particular moment.
So if she travels
is-
if she goes from the West Coast to the East Coast, is she's gonna wake up at 6:33 every night, or is it still 3:33,
That's
or whatever
a good
the
question. I don't know. Maybe the mystic shit travels. You know, it's got daylight savings time and shit too. But it's not even really that integral to the plot. That's just how it starts out.
Gotcha. Just happens to be, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, Brian, you want to go next, or you got a whole bunch of stuff?
I watched nothing new this week. I did watch a
Oh,
couple
wow.
of action movies. One of them I'll talk about. I rewatched Lionheart, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's a good one.
Right.
I haven't
That's a
seen that
good
one in a
one.
minute.
Is it good?
It's fun.
I think
It's
you guys
fun.
might be remembering it a little.
Probably.
Oh, you think?
The fight choreography is so bad.
Oh,
Nobody's
no.
trying. But it
Oh,
is
no.
fun to play the game of what action movie was this guy from? Because almost every guy he fought was from action movie. But
I can't even remember which one that is.
it's the one where he's in the French Foreign Legion, and he finds out his brother got killed, and he has to come take care of his brother, and he like deserts the French Foreign Legion.
Okay.
And then, of course, to raise money, he falls into an underground fighting ring.
Okay. Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
as
It
I
is hard to
remember.
remember because there's about 5 movie plots that he follows that throughout his career. It's
Yeah.
like 5 films, the same plot.
I was like, that was the one in the prison, the one with the mullet. Where are we going?
Oh, mullet! What was that? Was that
Well, there was a lot of them. Oh no! Oh, him having the mullet.
Yeah,
yeah,
him
the
having
mullet?
the mullet.
Nowhere to run, right?
Yeah, no.
Hard
whoa,
target was that
Hard
one?
target. Hard target.
Hard target. 'Cause
Hard target,
Hard target.
okay.
He has the mullet,
Yeah.
and he punches the snake and knocks it out.
Yes. I forgot about that.
That's not the John Woo one, right? John Woo did Nowhere to Run, I think, or maybe it was Hard Target.
He did Hard Target.
Sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Nowhere to Run was with one of the Arquettes.
That's
Played
right.
the female lead,
Right.
and one of the Culkins was the little son.
Oh, you're missing is the Baldwin, right?
Yeah, and the
Those
other
Culkins
action
keep
movie
fucking popping up. Where are they coming from? I'm like, oh, that's a new
Well,
one.
well, there was like when we only knew Macaulay, there
Yeah.
was like 7 of them, and I guess
See,
they
I didn't
were
know
all.
that.
There was the father was trying to push them all into acting.
Oh, like the Jackson 5.
Ah, there you go. There
Well,
you
one
go.
of them is in Home Alone. He's a little brother or a cousin or whatever.
I think that's the one that's in Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kieran, is that what it is, Bob?
Yeah. And I also checked out the other action movie I checked out was a classic from my childhood, The Delta Force with Chuck Norris,
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Hell
oh, yeah.
That's a classic right there.
where Robert Forrester plays the villain named Abdul.
Of course.
Of course.
Only-
yeah. What
only in
what
the
other name
80s.
would he have? You know, during that time.
Yeah, great rewatch on that one. That'll probably be my
Cool of the
cool
week.
of the week. Yeah, not a whole lot of action. There's a lot of drama in there, but you know, Chuck Norris kicks ass, and I forget the guy's name, the black guy from the American Ninja movies,
Is it James Avery?
James Avery. I think it is James Avery.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in it. Lee Marvin,
Of course, Lee Marvin's in there. All
Nice.
even
With-
though
with
Lee
or without
Marvin
a-
does nothing in the movie.
Does he
But
at least
these-
smoke a cigar in the movie, Brian?
He might. I'm serious. He does nothing in the movie, and he's like second build.
Of course.
That's
He's
how
earned
it
it.
was.
He's
That's
earned
how
it.
it was with those old coggers back in the day. You had to work around them. You know.
Yeah.
Burgess Meredith got up there to that point after a while. All these guys.
But yeah, I got nothing new in. Lance, you already know I'm stockpiling my new releases for 31.
Sure.
So
Well, we got two to talk about in trailers tonight, Brian, that are I'm sure will be on our list, right?
yep.
All right. So you guys, do you guys, anybody ever heard of something called Night Flight from the late '80s, early '90s?
Oh.
Speaking of old codgers, Brian,
No.
I'm showing my age. Hey,
that's
Nez
before my-
gets it. Nez gets it. He's put in about 48 hours already on this network. I gave him my password. For $37 a year, guys, you can get a new streaming service, Philip, called Night Flight Plus. So Night Flight was I'll put it to you this way: it was a 3-hour show, and it would usually be like a bunch of video shorts, music, like the top 10 music videos they would count down. And
Oh,
then
really? I don't know
yeah,
what
then
you're
they would
talking about
show
at all.
either a like a cult horror movie or like a punk rock documentary.
Oh, okay.
So Night Flight Plus recaptures all that magic. So you got a whole bunch of weird cult movies. There's a lot of movies. I think Vinegar Syndrome, Brian, might have like a partial ownership stake in it because
Oh, okay.
there's a ton of Vinegar Syndrome, distributed movies on there. So you got, like women in prison movies and,
Yeah.
stuff where, basically, there's demons and a lot of practical effects, a lot of slasher
obscure
movies.
titles.
Super obscure, and it's fabulous. I'm loving it. I stayed up Saturday night until about the sun came up. I watched a documentary about the musician Kate Bush, and then I watched like a top 10 video countdown, and then I watched like a movie about demons that I'd never seen before that was like terribly cheesy but great practical effects. Oh, and then I also watched like a slasher movie where like the girl's brother was the killer and he was trying to rape her at the end, and it was really, really fucked up. So and all commercial free. So I mean, $37 a year for me, this is a steal. If you're if you're not close to being a boomer like I am, you might not get it, but Nez gets it. He'll tell you about it, Brian. He's loving it, and I'm loving it too. So Night Flight Plus.
Well, how come you're not dropping the names of these movies? I mean, were they so good you forgot the names, or like what's going
Dude,
on?
I think I was so stoned.
Was the Demons one? Was it Slaughterhouse Rock?
No, it was none of the above, dude. It was so incredibly obscure. It was just like these weird little demons that were running around and terrorizing people. I couldn't even begin to tell you. I could probably see. Here's the problem: they've got like movies you can stream, but watch in real time, or
I see.
like watch on demand. But I was watching the streaming shit, so it was like I wasn't really paying attention to what was on there, and I had a couple of edibles, so.
Okay.
Because I remember that's the way I used to do it when I was watching it originally. So figured I'd recapture the magic. But it's cool if you want to relive the old days, if you're old, and if you want to see what it was like for us. Video quality, not always the best. Really, really grainy. And like I swear they're playing like old videotapes or something, just replaying them on some of these. But yeah, I'm gonna keep watching it.
They're 80s B movies. That's probably what they were recorded on.
Super. Yeah. No, like C movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Night Flight Plus. Check it out. and if you guys want to watch it, I'll share my password. I think it's also one of those, Pedro, that unlike Netflix and super big corporate stuff, I think they're not really watching and paying attention to who's sharing passwords. I mean,
Right.
I signed up for it, and they haven't even charged my credit card yet. So who knows, man? We'll see how this goes. But a lot of punk rock stuff too. Like if you
Cool.
like punk rock concerts and documentaries,
I'll try to
it's
get
kind of
one
like
of those. I'll try to get one of those 7-day trials if I would get it.
check it out, man. See if you like it. You either will or you won't. But there's definitely a lot of material. So Night Flight Plus. Brian, what do we have in headlines this week, man?
Okay, Camila Mendez, the star of the new I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot, has already dropped out of the movie.
I thought it was already done.
What
No
is this?
kidding.
Is this Blade all over again? What is all these people dropping out of
It's
stuff,
bad.
man? Jesus
Bad.
Christ.
It looks like a
That's-
shitty movie anyway.
Let's see.
Wow.
Daniel Roebuck joins the cast of the upcoming House on Haunted Hill remake, which is executive produced by Victoria Price, Vincent Price's daughter.
I don't know.
Okay.
That
Well.
was the remake of the remake because that one's already been remade a few times.
Right?
Now, if it's a remake of the remake, are they remaking the remake? Or
Are
they
just
remaking
the original?
I hope so because the remake wasn't that bad. I actually enjoy the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those
Like Owen Wilson,
kinda
right?
Yeah.
No, that was the haunting.
No, that was the Haunting. That was the
Oh,
Haunting, which
my
is
bad.
another great remake.
Uh,
I think that
who
was
in-
Ghost House, right? I think it was
I think it
Ghost
was-
House.
Was
Yeah.
it the dude who played Shaggy that was in the remake or something from the Scooby-Doo
No,
movies?
That was 13 Ghosts.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused.
The House on Haunted Hill had Jeffrey Rush,
Yeah.
Tay Diggs, Ali Larder.
Huh.
It's actually a
that
really
one.
good movie.
I know
Yeah.
we've seen it for the show.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's one of those staples of the 90s.
Right. Jeffrey
Let's-
Rush.
Why not, right?
Let's
It had-
see.
It had Famke Janssen in it, so you know it was a staple of the 90s for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and it had that one guy from SNL who was in that movie,
Will
Corky
Forte?
Romano.
Oh,
Chris
okay.
Kattan.
Chris
Chris
Kattan.
Kattan.
Wow.
Mango.
Was he playing it straight, Brian? Was it
No,
like
he
serious?
he was the owner of the house that was just trying to get his money and get out of there. That was
Okay.
his whole thing. He was
Gotcha.
like the comedic relief.
And these are a couple other staples of the 90s that were in it. Peter Gallagher, which he was all over the place in the 90s,
Yes.
and Bridget Wilson, who got a little push there in the 90s with the Last Action Hero. She ended up marrying a tennis player, and then she left the business. But and then Jeffrey Combs is also in it. He has a cameo in the beginning, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, Lisa Loeb is in it too. That's the very definition of 90s there.
There's a deep.
Yeah, that's right. She's doing like a interview in like Jeffrey Rush's new amusement park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
But yeah,
Jeffrey?
if people
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen it, check it out. It's a fun movie. It's a wacky 90s horror film. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I own it I have it here somewhere, but it's one of my favorites from that time.
Yeah. Let's see. M. Night Shyamalan has started working on his 17th movie.
Is he gonna put his kids in it?
Probably both of them this time, right?
Yeah, and like the more I think on that last movie, the less I like it.
Did you?
Actually, I was talking to Lance about this because Lance texted me when he was watching it. I was like, if I honestly believe now that film Trap was a satire, and if we see it as a
You see
satire,
that smart though?
it's not that bad of a movie because there's no way it could be anything more than a satire. I refuse to believe that. Like the
That
way
kinda
they
makes sense.
talk, what's his name? The lead actor, he's kind of wacky in it, with those facials. He does a good job, by the way, in that movie. He's probably the only good thing about that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if we see it as a satire, it does make sense. But if you see it as anything other than that, then it's a terrible fucking movie.
It's just a big long music video.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. got an update on some casting news for Lance, a sequel to Lance's. What was this? The Black Phone was in your bottom list that year.
Barely. It was like number 10 out of the bottom 10. I
What?
think.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah, we're good.
Damian Berchier joins the cast of the Black Phone 2.
Okay. Well, he's a good actor. I mean, he's had some really good roles. He's very serious, though. Is he gonna be the killer, or do we know yet?
Well, Ethan Hawke's returning.
Okay. All right. Are they gonna be partners, like in crime, or
So
Is
it's
he
got to
gonna
be a
Well,
prequel then.
Huh.
Spoiler. Ethan Hawke died.
Yeah, that's what I'm. It's got to be a prequel, I guess. I don't know.
I guess?
Well, the two main kids are also returning.
Maybe he has a twin brother.
There's like
Sure.
a flashback scene or something.
I think this is going to be more supernatural than the first one.
Is Jeremy
that makes
Davis
sense.
gonna be in it?
Makes
That's my
sense.
question.
Was that the father?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's back.
Oh wow. So
He's back to beat his kids. I don't know. Let's see. And finally, the Creep franchise returns with a new series titled The Creep Tapes on November
That'll-
15th on
That'll
Shudder.
be fun. That'll be
Oh.
fun.
Okay.
I don't know about that, man.
No, I like it, man. I like that idea. As long as
I like it too. I like it too. I love those films, both of them. The first one more so than the second one.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
is that old thing of like that character works because of the mystery around him, you know, and
okay,
you know,
I can see that.
and this is a
Yeah.
series. This is not just a movie. So trying to develop that character, they're gonna try to humanize them. You know, they're gonna go that whole route. You know, it's gonna,
No,
it's
they
gonna-
can't do that.
I hope that each episode is one of the videotapes that you see in his collection.
I think Brian just nailed it. That's the only thing that would work, right?
Yeah, I don't want no backstory. I just want each episode to be self-contained story on one of his victims.
That'd be awesome, but that's going to be a lot of a different person every week. I don't know if that they'll go that
Victim
route.
of the week. Victim
no,
of the
yeah,
week
yeah,
show.
like. To
But
me,
it would
it's
be
gonna-
cool.
It would be cool in the like how he gets to like kill them or whatever. But the
Right.
thing to me is like then we're never gonna get a fucking happy ending with this show because he's always gonna win.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Right.
I feel like the reason why the second one works so well because he knew that you can't keep this going on forever. And in the second one, spoiler alert, he doesn't win. So I don't know how you're gonna fucking have the victim of the week every single fucking week. You know, it's just I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna give it a try though because I really enjoy the films. So we'll see. We'll see how they take it.
Yep, November 15th on Shudder, and that is the news.
All right, Pedro, you know where we're going, right?
We're going to that trailer park
You know it, brother. So
down
we're
in
gonna.
Florida.
Brian is gonna bring us the big, the small, and sometimes the very, very weird. Brian, what's our first new trailer this week?
This one is a new Hulu exclusive called Hold Your Breath, starring Sarah Paulson. Pedro, we'll start with you.
I mean, they've tried to give us killer pools this year. They've tried to give us fucking killer artificial intelligence. Now they're gonna try to give us killer dirt. Is what they're gonna do with this fucking trailer.
Yes.
So they're just going for broke on this one, brother. Because
Right.
no, I mean the trailer looked it looked okay. I mean it seemed I got like a Children of the Corn vibe just because of the small town setting. But it's just gonna be one of those films that it also looked very generic too as well. And I don't know the fact that it's on Hulu is concerning because Hulu, when they believe in a film, they'll put it as a theatrical. And if they don't, they'll keep it on Hulu. And this one stayed on Hulu, so that tells you all you need to know about that. So we'll see. Yeah, it's Sarah Paulson's in it. Who else is in it? Who plays the girl, the younger girl?
Good question. She did look familiar when I was watching it. For a second, I thought it was. It wasn't because she's way too young to be her. She kind of looked like Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. Maybe
While I
just a
looked
Sarah
that up.
Paulson vehicle. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like it's almost like the dust or whatever carries like some sort of evil spirit within it, and if it gets into you, you become possessed by it, or it kills you outright. Um, yeah, and we'll see how they get away from dirt. That's my biggest question.
Oh, the Thing is in it. The new Thing.
Yeah, cousin from
Yeah, I
the
saw that
bear.
and I'm like, did this guy owe money to the IRS or what's going on here? I mean, he's a pretty big deal right now for him to be taking on these kind of roles. He needs to fire his agent or something. And he wasn't even first billed. You know, he's like third from the top. So I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe his agent told him, like, look, this is what's happening with Mahershala Ali taking the Blade role. He's just sitting around doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But then again, he's got gigs, man. This guy got the Bear. He's got Fantastic Four. You know, he's got big stuff coming up. But we'll see how this film goes. Again, I mean, they're making dirt into a fucking evil entity. I mean, M. Night Shyamalan and Ling Dong tried to make air into an evil entity one time, and it didn't really work out for him. So so we'll see.
He put Mark Wahlberg in it.
As a science teacher.
Right.
With one facial expression throughout the entire film, which is awesome.
What? No.
You didn't do your science homework. What are you doing?
Marky Mark and the bewildered look. That's my favorite.
Phil, what you think?
I think they're probably gonna hit it with more of a is it real route, or is she just crazy? Probably through the whole movie. I don't think they did a very good job of conveying that in the trailer, but my bet would be that's how the movie's gonna work. And I think that's going to be a better movie than what the trailer was showing, because the trailer didn't really give me a whole lot to go on. But I mean, you know, Sarah Paulson, she's always pretty good. I mean, she drives me fucking nuts most of the time.
As long as she's not constantly screaming and crying.
Yeah. But I mean, if that's the character that she's playing, she does a pretty good job at that.
Right.
So we'll see. I can't say I'm super excited about it, but I'll watch it.
Lance?
I mean, I love Sarah Paulson, you know, so I'll give it a chance. But oh man, I had Bye Man vibes and shit like that, where they're talking about it's the Gray Man, he's coming to get you. The stories say, and I'm like, no.
I probably should have threw it in the trailer park, but have you guys seen the trailer for? I'm assuming it's going to be this year's Bye Man, the Bag Man.
The Bad Man.
No,
the Bag Man.
Oh, the Bag Man.
That sounds terrible.
Unless it's an Italian mobster movie, I don't want to watch.
I honestly I couldn't tell you what it was about. I just watching the trailer, I got all the Bag Man, or the what were we just what's that movie I just brought up? The Empty Man. It gave me those vibes.
Yeah. They keep trying to come up with these new like horror icons, and it ain't working.
Yeah, like a big bad with just man at the end of the name, right?
Yeah.
And then the ones that do work, they fuck up and kill them, like the guy from the Black Phone. They had something there, and they fucking killed him at the end.
Yeah.
So now they got to work backwards and make it make sense for the second one.
All right, Hold Your Breath comes to Hulu October 3rd. And now for our final trailer, we're going to talk about a movie that's finally getting released. And we're going to talk about should it even get released at all. And that's 2024 Salem's Lot. You want to kick us off, Pedro?
I like this trailer. It looked fun. It looked fun to me. And I'm a big fan of the original. I don't know how they're going to top that creepy scene in the window. And everybody that's seen it knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And just the thing that the original had, which was long as fuck, by the way. It's like almost a 4-hour movie. It's pretty fucking long. But it had a lot of atmosphere and ambience to it, and you felt that sense of like creepiness. I don't want to say dread, but there was a lot of, I don't know, it just got under your skin, just the visuals. This one looks a little cleaner, you know. It looks like those fucking 2000 remakes that were all nice looking. But it did look like it had a lot of action, which is pretty cool, especially the last half of the trailer. They just bombard you with all these cool scenes. Like I like the guy when you know they're showing him the cross and he's kind of like going up into the wall and then going into the next room.
Mhm.
That was a pretty cool visual there. So I'm looking forward to it. I know this film has had a lot of drama behind it. It's had a lot of false dates as far as when it was going to get released. At one point, it was going to be a theatrical. Another point, it was going to go to Max. I guess now it's going to Max. And so it's been pretty cursed, right, as far as the release. At least they didn't shelve it because they're known to do that. Warner Brothers will do that to you.
Mhm.
So, it came pretty damn close for a while, but they're going to release it, and I'll be there for it. I mean, it looks like it's a pretty good movie.
Phil.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing in the trailer that really caught me. I found myself not really paying attention to it, but it's just because I've been like kind of waiting on this thing. I sort of want to go into it blind also.
Mhm.
Have you seen the original?
Yes, but it's been a very long time, and I know that it
Yeah.
is very classic and creepy, and I'm wondering if they're gonna catch that same atmosphere on this one. It doesn't give me very high hopes since it's been through so much shit, but I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Lance?
I've read every single Stephen King novel, short story. He's done a couple of nonfiction books. He's done some novellas. There's nothing that he's put out commercially that I haven't read. And there's only 2 Stephen King works that had chapters in them that were so incredibly dark, depressing, and hopeless that they literally made me cry when I finished reading the chapter. One of them was The Long Walk, the one that he wrote under Richard Bachman that is also going to be coming out. And
Yeah.
by the way, the casting of Mark Hamill is fucking perfect for that particular character. I'm hoping.
Which one?
He's gonna in The Long Walk. Mark Hamill is gonna be. I think he's called the Colonel, the guy who forces the boys to walk. Kind of an elimination style.
Yeah,
until
well, you know
there's a-
whatchamacallit's like winning film festival awards. The other one, the Life of Chuck with Tom Hiddleston.
I'm looking forward to that too, man. there's a lot of good King projects that seem to be finally coming out. The other book that I've read that there was a chapter that was so incredibly dark and like introspective about the badness. I don't know how else to put it of human nature. Is Salem's Lot. There was one chapter in there that was just like, holy fuck, he wrote that. He was actually able to verbalize what you sometimes think when you think the absolute worst of human beings, and it just really got to me. So I'm hoping that this is more like the book than the original miniseries, which was still good. But I don't think I'm going to be too disappointed. I hope I'm not getting rope-a-dope. But this trailer looked really fucking good to me. It looked super dark. The characters were pretty much what I visualized. Basically, the kid is going to carry the story, and then he's going to team up with the alcoholic priest, ex-priest or whatever. Well, priest, but fallen from grace type priest. So if this is as close to the book as it looks like from the trailer, this should be pretty dark and pretty twisted. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited for this coming out, to be honest with you. And I was worried, just like you guys, like Philip said, because it's been through so many revisions. That's usually not a good sign. But if the movie's as good as the trailer, I'm all in.
Lance, did you ever watch the 2004 miniseries?
Never. Never.
Okay. What about Return?
Is it good?
It's
Return
okay.
to Salem's Lot? I haven't seen that either.
That
I saw the original.
That one's closer to the book.
David Soul.
And one thing, if when we're talking about Stephen King adaptations, this film runs less than 2 hours, so that's kind of concerning because they're gonna squeeze a lot of shit in.
That's a lot of material, huh?
Yeah, and then there's another one that everybody hates, which is Return to Salem's Lot, which came out in the 80s, which is a horrible fucking movie. I mean, it's a whole nother story. Yeah.
Maybe it's on Night Flight Plus.
So if you see it on Night Flight Plus, go ahead and change the channel. Go back to Shudder or something.
All right, Salem's Lot streaming on Max October 3rd.
But it's like Brian was saying, with these couple of trailers that we cover and some of the other movies that are coming out, you kind of want to stockpile all these to get through October and stuff. October is really when I want these films to drop, and because we have quite a few of them. We have another VHS films coming out during this time. I think it's called VHS Beyond, and I always really mark out for those films to the point where I always come on here and talk about them because I just love all those VHS movies. So just the fact that we're getting another one in October is pretty cool. It seems to be like a yearly thing now, which I'm all okay with. So yeah, so I just stockpiling these films is gonna be a good time.
Good point. Good point.
All right, that's the last trailer.
All right, on to listener feedback. This week we shine the podcast spotlight on Cinema Cemetery. Every week, Monica Estrella Negra and Carol talk horror stuff, and this brand new podcast and YouTube channel featuring Ty West movie Pearl for episode 1. That sentence was kind of a mess. I'm sorry. Let's see. So Cinema Cemetery. Check them out.
Yeah, they just started. I think they're primarily on YouTube, but as soon as they're put up the audio version, I'll post it in our social media pages.
All right.
All right.
We'll give it a listen.
Let's see. In regards to M. Night working on his 17th movie, Matt Wood says, I wonder if he can fuck this up. Well, I guarantee you he can.
There you go, Pedro.
Well, he's got a track record, so he definitely can if he puts his mind to it. Yes.
Let's see. In regards to the Friday the 13th remake, Ariel Wellman says Derek was great in that. I follow him.
Okay.
In regards to Children of the Corn, the Student of the Game podcast says this movie is the reason why, as parents, we can't be lazy when it comes to disciplining our kids. Can't believe how these adults allow these super powerless kids to take them over. That is a good point.
Good point.
we need a lot of James McAvoys in our lives right now to discipline.
That's right. That's right.
All these goddamn ankle biters are killing everybody. In regards to nightmares, Ahmed M. Kamor says, I remember that, the killer, the rat, the priest, the video game. I don't know what that means, but okay.
That was a great movie, and I know exactly what he's talking about. That was a great movie.
Was it
Emilio Estevez?
Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
What? Have I seen this movie?
Yeah.
I don't know that I have.
You never seen Nightmares?
I don't know. It seems like Emilio Estevez. I would have watched it.
Yeah, he's in the first one. He gets stuck on this video game, and then he ends up like becoming part of the game at the end. So it's like a very Twilight Zone-y ending.
Oh man, I feel like it's gonna be one where I start watching it and I go, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. In regards to the Skater Nez podcast network, them boys says, "Mom, this sound rock." Oh, them boys' mom says this sounds rocking. That makes more sense. I was like, "Mom, this sounds rocking." Why are you telling me that?
Probably talking about Night Flight Plus or whatever Lance's trying to pimp over there.
Probably. Ed Bortson, maybe we get some money from him.
Well, they haven't even charged Lance, so I don't think they have a lot of money to distribute.
Ed Bortson says, mind, body, spirit. This movie needs a sequel. You have to know this is just the beginning. Mind, body, spirit.
Yeah, we interviewed the directors.
That's right.
Or Lance did.
Like, I know it sounds familiar. David Barta says triple feature with both Speak No Evils. With Lake Eden sandwiched between. You had a bad weekend, brother.
Wait, what was that again?
Said triple feature with both Speak No Evils with Lake Eden sandwiched between them.
Whoa.
A lot of great parenting in those movies.
Telling you, sunny weekend. In regards to Long Legs, Thomas Habibi says one of the shittiest movies of all time. Several walked out of the theater while I was in, and I wish I had joined them. Garbage.
Now, Lance, off our Facebook page, there's several people that hate Long Legs.
I've noticed that.
And they also hate
It seems
Alien
to be
Romulus.
devices.
Huh.
Oh.
I don't get it.
Which one else do they hate, Brian?
You know?
Alien Romulus.
I don't understand. I don't understand the internet sometimes. I don't understand.
Pedro.
Because I think somebody replied to.
By.
I think someone replied to this comment. It was like Longlegs. It was shitty, but it wasn't as shitty as Alien Romulus or something
Wow.
like that.
And it wasn't as
I
good
like
as
both of
Night
them.
Swim, right?
I don't know if we ever gotten a comment on Night Swim.
Probably not.
I
It's
guarantee you,
forgettable.
Night Swim is someone's favorite movie out there. I guarantee you that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on this show.
No.
The way the internet works, and it's like,
I was
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, I just think we just have so much data on the internet now that of course
Yeah.
we're gonna have people that are gonna hate everything or love everything.
Of course.
That's why the consensus is important, because the consensus gives you a good idea of what's really good and what's really bad. I mean, you at the end of the day, everything kind of evens out, and if a good movie's good or great, then that's what we're gonna accept it as, just because that's what the consensus said so, right? So yeah, I mean, on the internet nowadays, people are gonna hate the greatest fucking movie of all time, whatever that may be, but it is what it is, to each his own.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, Night Swim remake with Dane DeHaan. Lance would like Hulk out, but in reverse, where his pants bust off.
It'll probably come out before Blade too, so that would
Yeah, right. Good point.
All right. Trust Capstone says it's great to see such exciting rewards for supporting your podcast on Patreon. Your offers are sure to thrill horror fans. I'd love to support. I have questions to ask. Chat me up. Will do.
All right.
Those 6
Listen.
koozies, you can't say no to that.
That's
Telling
right.
you.
That's the golden goose right there.
Hey, whenever you need a koozie, it's nice to have a drawer full.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. In regards to 12 to Midnight, Barbara Dean says, glad I ain't the only one that thought that was Charles Bronson.
Oh,
They're talking about Robert Bronzy.
In regards to Dawn of the Dead, David Barta says, how have I never seen this poster?
Brian finds some obscure ones for sure.
Yeah.
Post in the group.
Yeah, let's go to the Facebook page, check it out. In regards to 9 Windows, Richard Stone says, the scariest operating system.
Wah, 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 wah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty funny.
Okay.
Let's see. In regards to Agatha All Along, Guy Demon Sinclair says, I hope she sings science fiction double feature.
Oh, the poster looked like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
That
gotcha.
Brian posted. Yeah, with the lips.
Yeah, they did. They just recently for that show did like a whole bunch of posters for paying homage to different horror movies and TV shows.
Okay.
For
You know
whatever
what?
reason, I was gonna say, first of all, I'm looking forward to that show. I think it dropped today. I'm gonna check it out later on.
Okay.
Are you?
Okay.
But for whatever reason, and not that there's anything wrong with this, I'm just tripping out why they decided to go this route. During the premiere, they all said that it's like really super gay, and I'm like, okay,
Super gay?
I mean, I'm glad to know that, but like, why are you focused on that? Yeah, like they're saying, like everybody.
Are we
like,
back in the 80s all of a sudden, or what?
I don't know why that's a thing. I mean, just let it be what it
Is
is.
Spicoli alive?
Yay!
Or what?
It's the internet, Pedro.
What do you
Something to have a conversation about.
Oh my
That doesn't
God.
need to be focused on.
I'll tell you
but
what.
don't they learn from the Acolyte? Like, I mean, I don't mind if a
Right.
film's woke or not woke. It doesn't matter to me. What matters
No.
to me is a good story. But there's a lot of people out there that get very activated, to use a psychology term, when you start talking about woke and gay and this and that, and it's like, why do you have to, like, instigate that kind of feedback? I mean,
Yeah, it just gets me when it's the actual actor's sexual orientation. It does not have nothing to do with the character that it gets
Right.
brought up.
yes. So I don't know. I noticed that during the premiere. I mean, every actor in the show was saying it. Maybe they were told to say it. Like, maybe they want to create that controversy so people could watch. But that kind of strategy always backfires. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's that been working out for him lately?
I mean, and so I don't know, because I mean, besides that, the show has gotten some positive feedback. It's gotten some good reviews. I know
Yeah.
some of the critics got the first 4 episodes, and they've been very high on it. So let's just ride that wave. You know, you don't need to create anything else or any kind of controversy or talking points. You know, so I don't know, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch this now that I know the first couple of episodes are coming up. I'll watch this before I watch The Acolyte, just because I'm so fucking burned out on all the Star Wars shit. It's like overexposure with Star Wars for me.
Yeah, you don't have to watch The Acolyte. You don't have to watch.
That's what I've heard.
Well,
And it takes place like 200 years before the main storyline, right?
What main storyline?
Luke Skywalker and Leia, man, right?
That is not a main storyline.
It's 200
George
years before
Lucas
the
might
Phantom
disagree.
Menace.
Okay.
Well, and Agatha all along kind of started out from a song to begin with, so you know it's going to have some musical stuff in it. Of course, it's going to be gay.
By the way,
that's cool. Whatever.
to change topics a little bit, just to sideswipe here. Speaking of musicals and all that stuff, the Joker Part 2 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Hot Shots Part 2 or whatever the fuck they're calling it. It was trending at over 100 million, right? The opening weekend, which was a big deal. And then once they screened it, I think they screened it in Venice Film Festival, and people were saying that a majority of that film is like a musical. It's a straight up musical, which they were trying to hide. I know the marketing was trying to hide that.
Right.
So now the projection went down to like a $60 million opening. So I think the fact that it is a musical, because I'm not hyped for it at all. Like I'm not hyped for it. I mean, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
me
not
neither.
I'm not into music.
I still kind of want to watch it because it kind of seemed like what's the director's name?
Phillips. Something.
Oh, is it Todd Phillips?
Todd Phillips.
The comedy.
It kind of he made it kind of seem like he made this as a fuck you to the people that had issues with the first movie.
Okay.
Because they asked him straight up, "Is he doing a third one?" And he was like, "Nope."
Well, they all say that. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix said nope to the second one when they asked him right after the first one, and look, here he is.
And here he is. Yeah.
I think he should have said no. That should have been a standalone movie. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is going to be awful.
I'm looking forward to it. You guys know I love musicals. So.
Oh my God.
There you go. Brian hates them. So we'll.
I'll watch it, but I will not be watching this in the theater.
Neither am I, and that's a big thing for me.
Well, we have AMC. Dude, we could. Pedro, you and I can see all the movies we wanted, or 3 movies a week or whatever. So,
yeah,
if
but
you're not going to be watching
in my life,
theater, that says a lot.
I didn't even go watch The Crow in the theater, and The Crow's like the original is one of my favorites of all. Because I was like, fuck that. Like, if I'm gonna be bored, I'm just not gonna go anymore. I don't care if I have that card, you know.
This is gonna be over 2 hours.
I hope so. And it'll be glorious, guys.
It was made for you, Lance, just for you.
All right. And Kevin Lane, Spill Your Guts says, thanks for the support. No problem.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. That's it for listener feedback. Logos and everything come from Steve Carlton from The Geeks. Original skull artwork from Natsulani. And if you'd like to help us out, please consider becoming a Patreon patron. We'll let you pick the movies for a future show at any amount. And for $5 or more a month, also pick a commentary for a future bonus show. Listen, guys, you can pick whatever movies you want to. Fuck with us if you need to. That's fine.
Remember when AJ made us watch 3 romantic comedies?
Oh yeah.
There's only one
Great
movie
movies.
Don't ever pick The Nightingale ever again, though.
Yeah.
Don't ever pick The Nightingale.
Well, we may have a feel good tonight too, huh?
Yeah. And that's not all. Through the end of October only. If you join at the $5 tier and stay with us at least 3 months, then you'll get 6 koozies, a T-shirt, and a pop figurine of our choice. So that'll be fun.
You got less than 2 months to take us up on this offer.
Yeah.
Do it.
We're getting
2
there.
weeks,
Clock is
not
ticking.
2 months.
Weeks.
Clock is ticking.
Do it now. All right. Featured attractions.
Whoa, hold on, Philip. I sent you a second email.
You did. My bad. Let me pull that sucker up real quick here. Sorry, guys, for the dead air. Okay.
You guys are growing, man. This listener
All right.
feedback segment that'll be its own show pretty soon.
Yeah.
We'll
You guys
just
are
have
getting bigger and
we'll
bigger,
just have
which is
we'll just have Brian do a musical number while we're waiting.
Yeah, I'll do a TikTok.
Dancing. I like it. And a very special shout out to our brand new super patron, David Barta. Hey, mentioned you
All
a couple
right.
times in the feedback. David, your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to hear your Patreon picks. So thank you. And we'll be working on your shirt and koozie and pop figurine.
I'm very interested to see what his picks are. He's very active in the comments section.
Yeah.
Every week.
That's pretty awesome. Thanks, Dave.
David, give us the Nightingale. Fuck it. We'll watch it again.
No, hopefully all musicals, Brian.
It's good. The fucking Serbian film or
No,
some
we
shit.
did that fucking Longy Langston.
Oh,
That's right.
We did the musical episode.
Okay, been there, done that, huh?
Lonnie Langston. Is that the porn name? All right. So featured attractions. We're gonna check out the brand new Speak No Evil and the 2022 Dutch movie that they based it on. We'll start with the original. A Danish family visits a Dutch family they met on a holiday. It was supposed to be an idyllic weekend, slowly starts unraveling as the Danes try to stay polite in the face of unpleasantness.
Polite.
Yeah.
Understatement.
Yeah, that is a very understated plot line, but it makes sense at least.
Yeah.
Director is Christian Taftrup, also known for Parents and A Horrible Woman. Writers are Christian Taftrup with Mads Taftrup. Writer and director.
Very Norwegian type names, huh?
Yeah. Writer and director Christian got the idea for the movie from his own experience while on holiday in Tuscany, where his family met a friendly, but somewhat socially awkward couple from the Netherlands. They got on very well, and the two families spent a lot of time together. When Taftrup returned home, he got an invitation from the Dutch family to stay with them in the Netherlands. This is my fucking nightmare. Taftrup briefly considered the offer, but decided not to take it since he felt it would be odd to stay with people he didn't really know.
Right.
He never met them again, but couldn't stop thinking about what could have happened had he accepted. And some of his darkest ideas became the basis for this screenplay. Taftrup stresses that the movie is no more than a dark fantasy, and that the Dutch couple from his own holiday were undoubtedly fine people.
Disclaimer. Philip, if there's two things I can't stand, it's people that are intolerant of other people's cultures and
the Dutch. Smoking a pancake. All right. Pedro, what did you think about Speak No Evil?
Okay, so Lance reached out to me to see if I wanted to hang out with you guys this week's episode, and I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that fucking movie ever again. Now, now it's not because it's disturbing. It's not because it's dark or any of that stuff. I have a hard time, and it is a cultural thing, right? It's a cultural thing. I have a hard time dealing with men that are straight up pussies. I just can't do it. like again, if it's ignorance talking right now, I apologize, whatever the case may be. That third act in that movie pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Because
you
the
ain't
level
the only one, brother.
That guy was so fucking weak. Like he gets stoned to death. Stoned, not shot, not burned, not stabbed.
Old school, huh?
Stoned to death.
From a distance.
From a distance, that's right.
Right.
Take off your clothes and walk in the hole.
Okay. Butt ass naked. Butt
Yeah.
ass naked. And you could tell that it was very cold that night. That's all I'll say about that. And so it's like, and then when this film came out on Shudder, everybody was saying, "Oh, it's so the ending left everybody talking." But I thought it was such a cop out because they left everybody talking for the wrong reasons. Like I think, especially it was a culture shock for like Americans watching it, because you have to
Right.
take care of your family, right? You have to. I always feel like this is how I've always felt. If you're in a situation when it's life or death, you fight. You fight because you're gonna die anyway. And
Right.
I've unfortunately been in situations like that where it's like you just gotta do whatever you can, like because it's the result's probably gonna be the same. And this fucking guy didn't do anything. You know, he got like emasculated so
Well,
bad.
neither one of them did. The wife didn't either.
That's right.
She could have stabbed the
She
chick in the
screamed a
backseat.
lot for a minute.
Yes, right. So
On this rewatch, I noticed. I'll just wait. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, it's okay. It just and it also came off as very privileged too, because
Right.
I don't know if they were very naive, right? They were very gullible. Like don't they know how the world works? The world is very bad and mean and cruel, and yet here they were all fucking willy nilly.
I think that was kind of the point, though.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Okay.
But again, it came from a very privileged perspective, because anybody that grew up how I grew up wouldn't see it that way. Like it's like you have to fucking survive, you know, and it's every person for themselves at times. And yet here they were. So I couldn't really connect to it in that sense. I will say that the first half, both of the first halves of these movie are very engaging, and you're never bored. I mean, you go through this and you're wondering what the fuck's happening here. I think the third act for both movies, I really enjoy the American version. I think it changed a lot of the stuff that this one got wrong. But I feel like what happened to the kid in this one, Abel, I think is his name, that was fucked up. You know,
Yeah.
like this poor little kid, he didn't deserve that, you know, and especially because we find out later that he wasn't even their kid. So that poor kid gets no fucking redeeming arc whatsoever. He just fucking dies. Yeah, so that's kind of my takeaway. Like, you know, the first half is really like I say, you're into it. You kind of want to know where this is going, and maybe it's the way we've been preconditioned, right? Because again, I think the American version, which we'll get into, is more by the numbers, which is kind of like the films that I've consumed because they're very Americanized. So maybe I was expecting more at the end, not just kind of like this very passive ending, you know, especially with the protagonist.
Passive or flaccid?
Well, both. So yeah, I mean, it just pissed me off for the wrong
It'd
reason.
be way weirder if he was hard. Just saying.
So anyways, I'm not gonna get into the plot points here because a lot of them are with the American version as well. So I'll get more into details with the American version of it. But I just got to say that third act kind of really turned me off to this film for the wrong reasons. You know, it wasn't a cool twist. It wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just a fucking pussy that didn't fight back, and it bothered me. It fucking triggered me in a way. And ever since then, I'm like, I'm never want to watch this.
Understandable.
You know. I do like some of the stuff that happens, some of the weird passive aggressive behavior, some of the weird behavior by I guess in the American it's a British couple, right? And then in this one is the Dutch couple.
Yeah.
I kind of like how like the American version did it better too. You know, like all the build up to all the weird behavior. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at with this movie. Didn't really like it, especially the ending.
Okay, Nez joining us.
Yo.
Man, what'd you think about the original Speak No Evil?
Well, there was the original. I didn't even know that. What is it?
No!
It's is it Dutch or is it Danish? I don't know.
Danish, Dutch, Brian, help us
One of
out.
those.
Either or. It came out in 2022.
It's European.
It's called same title.
Yeah. Oh, you
Came
haven't
out
seen
2
that one.
years ago.
Oh, geez, I might have seen it.
Oh, you got to watch it.
All right.
You would have known it if you'd have seen it because a lot of
Okay.
it is like scene for scene. Anyway.
So same
Yeah.
pussy dad and all that.
Same setup for
Oh
sure.
no, not same pussy dad. They're
Same
both
setup.
pussies, but they're not the same pussy dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same setup, but there's some changes. But like a lot of the setup is like almost scene for scene.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll move on to Brian. What did you think about the original?
It's a good movie, but this movie frustrates and pisses me off so much. I cannot relate to this family. I cannot relate to the father. You're not going to beat me up in the car. First of all,
Yeah.
you're not going to get out and go take a piss knowing that I'm just going to sit there and do nothing.
Right.
Not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing my wife, my kids' mom, she's not going to sit there and let our daughter's tongue be cut out in front of them.
Right. Yeah. Mama Bear's not having that. I promise you.
And I noticed something interesting with the mom because she was a little bit more aggressive, or had a little bit more authority to her.
Okay.
But there was a scene when I think it was after they came back for the bunny, or one of those scenes where she didn't want anybody to see her get emotional, so she went outside. I don't know
Okay,
if that's
I
a
remember
cultural
that.
thing.
I think a lot of American people do that too. You know, they want to hide their emotions.
You ain't met my wife, so. I mean, I thought the acting was well. The story was well told. It pisses me off just so many times throughout this movie. Just get the fuck out of there. Just go.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't happen. But maybe the movie's supposed to frustrate you like that. I don't know if it is. Then
what I
it's
was thinking.
Good job, because it did.
This is on Shudder, right?
Yeah, it was a Shudder original.
Oh, I did see this. Okay. Oh shit! I didn't realize it was a remake.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Same plot.
Just so many red flags. I'm in another country. I'm not leaving my daughter with somebody else's babysitter that they called no, and it's a man too, and I have a daughter.
Right.
No.
Right. That was what I was like, oh,
Yeah.
my wife would not be okay with that.
Not happening.
No.
You guys go have dinner.
But part of it can kind of be explained away with like cultural differences in this one, because like I guess the Danish and the Dutch are maybe slightly different, and so they're sort of like working on this couple's culture, and they're in Rome.
Different.
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere. I'm a vegetarian. Here, stick this piece of meat in my mouth, even though I just told you I don't eat meat.
Right, but in this, like the way that they did it in this one, I feel like it could have very easily been forgotten, and she just didn't say anything because she was trying to be polite.
I guess.
As far as like the themes, like I get it. I mean, there's that whole thing of like social conformity, right? Which we all go through. Like sometimes we're in a situation where we meet very awkward people, whether at work or
comply with the culture.
Yeah, and we're like, let's see where this goes. They're a little weird, this or that. But there was no nuance here. It was all or nothing. Like they were too far on the weak side. Like if maybe we would have gotten a little more of a pushback, right? A little more of a pushback. Even that whole like bunny scene or whatever, stuffed animal or whatever, like they kind of fixed it in the American version where it makes a little more sense why they go back.
Yeah.
But in this one, they just straight out go back, and I'm like, why? You already know you're in danger. At that point, we know you're in danger. Fuck the fucking stuffed animal. Just keep on going,
Yeah, fuck that fucking rabbit. For fucking
coincidentally, my youngest daughter still has a stuffed rabbit. We've gone back many times to go find it, but it was never in a situation where I thought my family's in danger.
Right.
Yeah, she'll get over it. Trust me, she'll get over it.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, that scene I kind of liked better in this one because I feel like it made more like. Man, I hate to get into it.
I think it made more sense in the second one.
Phillip.
See, I feel like because I feel like in the American version, she just suddenly. I mean, I know that they brought up the rabbit a little earlier, but she just suddenly has this like, because she almost seems a little bit more grown in the American in the American one.
Grown.
Like when she starts freaking out over the stupid fucking when she starts freaking out over the stupid fucking rabbit thing, you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
and she kicks her dad pretty hard.
Right, just out of nowhere. But like in this one, when she's freaking out over the rabbit, it's because they're babying their kid. It's because these fucking people are too nice, and they're just completely innocent, running through the world and expecting evil to not be there. And so they're just completely trusting, and they just
super privileged.
right. And it's almost like a cautionary tale, I think, is what this one is. Like,
yeah,
listen,
don't
man, when red
vacation
flags
with
start,
strangers.
yeah, when red flags start going off, you got to fucking get out. What are you doing?
Out of there. Yeah.
And don't
When
get
you
me
go to a
started on
roadhouse.
don't get me started on the last scene,
Oh my
the
God.
being hit with rocks to death.
Oh yeah, no.
You guys ever seen that movie Apocalypto?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they're throwing spears at them and they're running, they're zigzagging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
That would've been
Mel
me.
Gibson movie.
Yeah. You wouldn't you
Why don't you just get
I don't
rocks
even
and
know how
start
it got
throwing
to
them
that point
back?
to fucking begin with. All they did was what did they he had a gun or something? I can't even remember.
Nope.
He had
no
nothing.
Gun. No
He
guns.
had-
That's what I'm saying.
That's why the scene when
Yeah.
after he gets them back, they're driving back to the house or whatever. He gets out to take a piss because he knows this fucking guy is not going to do anything.
Right.
He has that much control over him.
Yeah.
What a weak.
No, never
Like-
happened. Never.
And I actually like the Lance, you'll go last. I'm sorry. I actually
No,
like
it's good. It's good.
the relationship in this one that the two guys have, because it feels
Right,
like it's
right.
more like he's finally sort of getting to hang out with the guys again or whatever, and his wife is just sort of nagging at him.
Yes,
And
and you can
he's-
tell she was that way.
He's not quite seeing some of the signs because they're a little more subtle, and his wife just sort of seems like a nag the whole time, until it gets worse.
But then Philip, the neighbor that invited him is driving, and he's like singing a fucking Dutch romance song to him while they're driving, and that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, no, that was kind of
You
weird.
didn't,
It
you
was
didn't like,
kind of weird
like
at
that
this
when
one,
he was looking at him in his eyes singing a song.
Right. The ultimate bromance, right?
This guy's so pussy whooped. He's also pussy whooped. Now he's not just a pussy in real life. He's also pussy. Not in
Yeah,
real life. I mean, I don't know
also-
this,
Right,
but
right.
this
Yeah.
guy's, you could tell she wears the pants in that relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just, I don't know. I just cannot imagine any guy being like this. I can't. Even like the weakest
It's
guy I
rough.
know.
Yeah, it's
Like,
rough.
so to me, it goes from being something that's grounded to something that's being utterly ridiculous, especially
I
at
know.
the end.
like an allegory, right?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I guess if the main theme of the film is that like good people, or not good people, gullible people, they don't make it in the world. Maybe that's what he was trying to say. Like, if you're too
I
nice,
think so. I think so.
that's what. But this was way over the line when it comes.
Also,
to
there are some cultural differences here too, because I mean, like, I'm kind of just talking out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure like Norwegian people and the Danes and that kind of shit are probably really extra stupid polite, right?
Well, that's a European thing, right? I mean,
Ah.
Lars is listening
I've
to
been
us
over
and
there.
yelling
Go
at
to
us
France.
right now. Hey, I guarantee you, Lars from Denmark is fucking yelling at us right now.
Well, I mean, okay, so I don't know if they have that reputation. I guess I was just because like Japan, they're like polite to a fault,
Correct.
right? I would
Yeah,
assume that
cultural.
they're probably a lot like that in some of the Nordic countries too, where they're just even
Yeah.
though this is really shitty and I don't
man.
like you at all, I'm
I
gonna be
mean,
polite.
I don't know about that.
I hear what you're saying, but when you get in the position to where you
Uh-huh.
know your
Your
family's
family's in
gonna
danger.
die,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's time to flip
and
the
you
switch.
still do nothing.
because this has nothing to do with being polite. At the end, it's about survival. You got to take care of your
Yes.
family. It's got nothing to
Yes.
do with being nice or polite or whatever, having manners. It's about this guy's gonna kill me and he just cut the tongue out of my daughter right in front
Yeah.
of me.
Mhm.
Like I gotta do something. Like we have like this feral fucking instinct within us with the fucking lizard brain that goes into attack mode when it's time. And this fucking
mean-
guy didn't do it.
He had no fight. You see those punches he was throwing,
Right.
and the guy just had to headbutt him one time.
It's because he never had to. He's never had any strife in his life.
There
at
you
all.
go. Yeah,
He's-
cautionary
he's-
tale.
Yeah. and
Cautionary tale.
Well,
Don't
the
get too
world's
soft.
not like that. I don't
Yeah,
have to
it's
be
not
like
peaches
that.
and cream all the time.
And
right?
then suddenly you run into somebody who is, and now you're fucked.
Yep. Bingo.
Lance, what do you think?
And with the
I mean-
pacification of America that we're currently in,
Yes.
we all better watch out because hey, that's where we're going. So
Absolutely.
you know what? I changed my mind. This is a huge warning sign. And this is a very important film in our history. So we need to
Yeah.
embrace it more.
This should be in the National Library, right?
Don't be this guy. Look at his little weird uncut penis hanging out there. All right, Lance, what'd you think?
All right, so look, I'm going to make this short and sweet. We've covered a lot in talking about this movie. All I'm going to say is that, we're in our new house. Everything's like heaven right now, right? We're all super happy. We're in a new house. We're in Florida. It's like, yes, life is good. And then AJ says,
What is that?
"Oh,
James,
fuck is
Sorry,
that?"
I'm in my training room at work.
So AJ says, what movies are y'all covering this week? I said, Speak No Evil. She said, oh, I want to see that. I saw the trailer with you. Which, how can she avoid it? I saw it like at least 24 times.
Yeah.
Watching movies at AMC. They really overexposed the new movie. But that being said, I'm like, okay, cool. Do you want to watch the original? Yeah, I'll watch the original with you. I said, cool. That way, you kind of get to see both of them. And I'm like, so, we're happy in our house. I get a bottle of wine. I put it on ice. I put some candles on, turn on the Barry White.
Wow,
All right,
listen
let's
to you.
watch the movie now,
This is
baby.
not a sexy time movie.
Let's
Lance.
Like, get to the point.
Let's watch the movie now,
She
baby.
probably thought it was that Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder remake or something.
You know what? That would have been better. That would have been better for me, because here's how it turned out. So we're like a third of the way through the movie. She's like, wow, this is really interesting. Wow, cool, great. Wow, this is like, it really makes you, it's very scary. Like she noticed, and she's right. The music, like even at the beginning where it's a hopeful scene where they're all on holiday in Italy, and the music's like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
it's like
so
super
awkward.
dreadful.
Yeah.
So she's like, wow, this is pretty good. And then the second scene, she's like, wow, I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see how they get revenge on him. Third scene comes on. The end of the movie comes on. She grabs the fucking remote, throws it across the room, and says, fuck you. Good night. Slams the door. I'm like, wah, wah, wah.
Just like the
Worst
guy.
mistake I ever made, man. Oh my God. I did not get laid. End of story. We've talked enough about this. Can we move on to the Americanized version, please?
All I got, see, even her, see, and this is gonna sound sexist or whatever. I don't care. Even a female saw how emasculated this motherfucker got at the
Oh
end.
yeah.
And,
You can't not see it.
and she had some primal rage out of that, right? Because it's our
she
our
was
animalistic
fucking
instinct. Like,
pissed.
why didn't this fucking guy protect her family? Why didn't he protect himself? Fuck that. Lance ain't getting laid tonight. I'm going to bed. That's it. That's where it ended.
Well, listen and see, and I always have to kind of be the voice of reason, like with my wife, because she sometimes looks a little too into things, and like if she's getting
Right.
mad about something, and I'm like, listen, they didn't mean it that way. It's okay. All right, we're all right. And so I've been in that position before, but like, dude, I like weird thing number 2, and we'd have been the fuck out of there like way
Yeah.
before.
Fuck the rabbit, huh?
It was kind of like Paranormal Activity when you're like, just get out of the fucking house. What are you doing?
True.
All right, let's move on to the new one. All right,
Scores.
what do we got for
We gotta
that?
do
Oh,
scores.
scores. My bad. I can do
Stop
this.
changing the format, Phil.
I'm trying. Pedro, what's your score?
I'm gonna go 5 on 10 on this one.
Ooh, ouch.
Ouch.
Yes. That ending really upset me. I don't even think it's based on reality. That's how bad I think it is.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go any lower because at the same time it was shot beautifully. The first half again is very tense, and you want to know where they're going. It keeps you engaged.
Mhm.
The performances, I mean, hey, if the guy's acting, I want to hope that the actor's not that much of a pussy, so he did a good job acting like a pussy. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go 5 on 10. I think that's fair.
All right. Nez, do you have a score for this one or no?
Yeah, I remember. I'm about a 5. It was all right.
All right.
So.
That guy was pissing me off, man. I would have knocked that fool out just because. Yeah, It took me a minute. I was like, wait. When I started looking at pictures, I went, oh, okay, I remember this. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm about a 5.
Brian?
Just because of the cinematography and the acting, even though it pissed me off so much, I'm gonna go a little bit higher and do 5.5.
Ooh, I want to be the high man on the totem pole today. I'm going to give it a 7, man. I think that part of the point of it was those reactions right there.
Mhm.
And I like that. It was because I had the same view of it after I first watched it, and then on this rewatch, I was like, you know what? I think I like this one better.
Yeah,
Right.
like I said earlier, that seems to be the consensus. Like a lot of
Yeah.
people liked it when it first premiered on Shudder. They were saying, "Oh, you're not gonna believe the ending, this or that." So there's
Right,
something to
right.
that. So you're right, Philip. I mean, I think the whole point of this film was to get us talking like this, and hopefully learn from it, right? So
Yeah.
that's it did its job. So that's good.
Don't be a wiener.
A Wiener.
Lance?
I'm actually going 7.5. I think for all the reasons Philip just said, this movie, it gets a reaction, it gets your emotion, and I mean it's a well-filmed movie. It's a great idea, it's a great plot line, and it's a super dark ending. So I got to go 7.5. I mean this movie really affected me in a bad way with the wife, unfortunately, but got to give credit where credit's due. The filmmaker knew what he was doing. I mean, for fuck's sake, for it to be remade 2 years after, that's saying something. So, for me,
Yeah.
7.5. So, Philip, I'm up there on the near the top of the totem pole with you, man. It's a good
Says
film.
that Hollywood has no ideas.
Now,
Well, we're going to find one of them right now.
we got
In
that.
2024, Speak No Evil. A family is invited to spend a whole weekend in a lonely home in countryside, but the weakness out of you, blah, blah, you get it. It's the same movie. Director and writer is James Watkins, also known for Eden Lake. Oh, the same guy as Eden Lake. That one's a miserable fucking movie too, isn't it? In the best way.
That's a movie where you need to punch some kids.
Yeah. James McAvoy stated that he purposely didn't watch the original Danish film before he started work on this remake so that it wouldn't influence his interpretation of the role. He watched it within 24 hours after filming was concluded and was very impressed. Interesting. All right, Pedro, what do you think about the new one?
There's a whole different story, man. I watched it today and I really had a good time with it. Again, it was Americanized, call me ignorant, whatever you want, but I really enjoyed that it went more of a by the numbers route. I do have issues as well with the third act, and we'll get to it during spoilers. But no, I mean this was the James McAvoy show. I mean this motherfucker carried this film on his back, and he really fucking delivered. I mean he was a maniac in this movie. In every which way, shape, or form. I mean, the way he looked, the way he acted, he was yoked up, everything. And so even the girl that played his wife, right? She was also pretty good in it. Everybody did a good job. The cinematography was great. I love how it looked. The setting was awesome. And also, again, we talked earlier how the first one it was really all or nothing. This one had a little more nuance to it. There was motivations to it, like the American couple was going through their own shit. So there was already like a crack there, and I guess it was the British couple just took advantage of that. Right. So there was more logic to the reason why they were so passive, because they weren't really being passive. I mean, it was more they had their own issues going on. And as they're trying to cope with that, and there was a lot of scenes that made us understand that, right? I guess some dudes. Well, I'm not gonna get into spoilers yet. Yeah. So I really like that. Like you feel more connected to them because again, it's more grounded. I thought the girlfriend, or I guess it was his wife, James McAvoy's wife. I thought she also did a very good job. She's quite the looker too, by the way.
Yeah, pretty sexy, huh?
Yeah, especially
unlike the chick in the first movie.
Cute little psycho.
Especially
and they usually are, Philip.
Yeah, that's true.
when they're jumping off that cliff into the water, I mean, everybody gets to show whether you're female or male, because James McAvoy goes down to his his little tights there and gives everyone a show. But
the skivvies, as he's skivvies.
The skivvies, yes. And the dialogue, I mean, again, because it was English dialogue, so it was more tailored towards me. It was just this guy was very charismatic, you know. James McAvoy was very charismatic and stuff. And so I really like this one a lot, you know. I wouldn't say a lot, but it was better than the original for sure. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Nez, what do you think?
I like this one. I thought it was good. James McAvoy can do no wrong.
Boy, if
and
he hadn't already played Professor X,
it's
tell
just
me he didn't look like fucking Wolverine in this movie.
no.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, the bunny thing. It was basically like the original, but that was pissing me off too. Because even my wife, she never seen either. She didn't see the original. So she was like, "Just go. What's the matter with that?"
Get the fuck out of there.
I was saying,
we had somebody doing that in the movie theater.
We were the loudest two. We were the loudest two in the theater. The James McAvoy's family, I really like them, and that little boy, just playing the role of not talking and just doing his body language. I thought he was really good. The scenery I loved. I've never been over there, but I thought all that was pretty sweet. It was just the main family that bugged the hell out of me. The wife, the husband, the daughter. I mean, well, I can't put too much on the daughter. I mean, that's just how kids are. But the dad was bugging the hell out of me, and I was just like, man, I mean, be a man. Yeah, I know your wife was banging someone else, but come on, man, be a man. But
that was one half. That was one half of the killer from the original Scream, guys.
Now, when we get to spoilers, I have a question on if she was or if she wasn't.
I think she was just
I did
thinking, like, almost to the point, but didn't actually do it. But
yeah, okay.
Wait,
that's what I got.
If she wasn't, what now?
Sleeping with somebody else.
Oh,
I don't think she was, but
yeah, it sounded like she wasn't, but she got
some
some dick pics.
Spoilers. He said he found a dick pic on her phone.
Yeah.
Well, Scoot McNairy also plays a pussy in this movie, not as much as the other guy, but he's also very passive.
Those dick pics aren't always requested, though, guys. FYI.
Listen, my wife gets a dick pic, we're about to have a fucking problem.
Either she is or the guy that sent it, right?
Yeah, well, both.
but there again, we're giving motivation for them to already go into the film kind of like not in their full mind, you know. They're already a broken couple. Which
is a good twist. I like that twist, guys.
And it gives reasons for the killers to prey on them, right? Because they're already, you know, they're going through their own stuff. They don't have clarity in that moment because it's like she tells James McAvoy when. Well, I'm not gonna get into spoilers. I almost fucked up right there.
Is that a big spoiler?
It's no. This fucking movie, man, because we just went over the first one, and I was trying not to get spoilers away for this one.
Hey, the only big spoiler here is whether it ends the same way as the first.
Well, I was gonna say there's a couple of little, again, there's subtlety to this.
Obviously.
She does tell James McAvoy, like, you're not gonna visit us in London because we're not gonna be a couple anymore, you know. And she's not only talking to him, I think she's also talking to Scoot McNairy's character.
Absolutely,
which is a pretty cool scene in the movie.
Oh, I think she was totally trying to play that off. Yeah.
Yeah, women can be duplicitous.
Yes, that's right. And also another cool thing about this film that I like is how much more character development the kid got. You know, well, they call him Ant in this movie for some reason, just Ant.
Which is a weird name.
Well, I think it's like a thing of saying he's probably like an ant. I don't know what they're trying to do, but his name is Ant.
Kind of like Ant got your tongue. I don't know.
And I like that little twist where like
what?
Instead of cat got your tongue, I don't know.
McAvoy did use that line on him in the film to be a fucking asshole with him. There's also a cool scene there where he's trying to communicate with the girl, but he's a foreigner, so he writes in his own language.
Yeah,
it's like I can't fucking read this thing. So you know, those little subtleties and nuances really added to the movie. There was a lot of them throughout. There's so much storytelling, nonverbal storytelling, in a lot of the things that we see here. I'll even go as far as to say, James McAvoy's wife. you know, we don't know if she was a victim or not, right? I mean, we don't. I mean, there's a
Correct.
scene, there's a scene at the end of the movie
Yeah.
that James McAvoy says that tells me that this girl probably got brainwashed the same way that he had been doing with the other families as well. But we'll get to it. That we'll save for spoilers.
Okay.
But they really added this. What this film did is that it really padded the original, and I like that. It really it worked between the layers to really give us a more rounded story, and it worked. You know, so that's good. And you can't really blame the original on that because they didn't have no reference point, right? The American version had a reference point from the original, but the original didn't. So it's no fault of theirs. But so that's why I really enjoy this movie more.
Okay. Brian, did you go?
No.
Okay. What'd you think about this?
I like this one more than I like the original one. It kind of fixed the problems with me. It's the same beats for the most part. There's a couple of variations of certain scenes, but I thought when we got to the third act, it was much more believable for me. For the most part, more so. I think Mackenzie Davis is her name.
She was great.
Yeah, and I hated Scoot McWeeny. He was so
Ghostface Killer.
I couldn't with him throughout this movie.
Yeah.
I really couldn't.
Yeah.
James McAvoy, I think, knocked it out the park. He was at times charming and then sinister and creepy at other times.
I kind of wanted him to win.
Wolverine.
I
did too.
There was a lot of
Phillip,
scenes.
you nailed it.
There was a lot of scenes with the boy Ant that him and James McAvoy had alone that I thought were great. That kind of showed you a little bit more of James McAvoy's character.
That's true.
I was kind of rooting for him there too, to be honest with you. I hate to say that, but.
And the bunny scene, still stupid, but I think they gave it a better.
See, I felt like it came out of nowhere in this one because she
came out of nowhere,
but for the fucking bunny all of a sudden. I'm like, bitch, you're like 12. What are you doing?
I know, fucking 18-year-old kid wanting a bunny, right?
She was nowhere near 18, Lance.
I know, but trying to make a point. All right.
What's your point?
That she was too fucking old to be that worried about a fucking bunny.
But it could have been.
She wasn't a toddler, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, right? But it looked like she had emotional problems, and it could have been a stress, coping.
Yeah, and they definitely had a scene earlier in the movie where they talked about it and sort of, foreshadowed a little bit.
I see what you're saying,
like
Phil.
It didn't come up again until they were in the car, and it's like, oh, suddenly this is the reason that we have to go back.
Yeah, I see what
you don't want to go back.
I see what you're saying. They kind of brushed over it with a comment earlier. If they would have just kind of showed you a little bit more earlier.
And maybe I feel like it was because some things happened in like a little bit different order of events.
A little bit.
I don't know. But we'll talk about it in spoilers.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say the reason why the bunny disappeared in this one was explained more so than in the original, because in the original she just forgot it like a dumbass.
Right.
And in this one there was a reason why it wasn't in the bag. Fuck it, I just spoiled it. And so it leads to a later scene in the ladder, which was to me was comedic. But anyways, just the way that James McAvoy was fucking with him when he was holding the ladder. But
that was comedic.
Although did I miss something? Did they explain the bunny to him, to James McAvoy?
No, I don't know why he would know that was such a thing, but maybe
I think
such a totem, huh?
I think it's just him observing.
Yeah,
that they've done this so many times. He's good at reading people.
I like that. I like that theory, Brian. He's like an apex predator, right? Just always watching.
And I was gonna say, because I can't remember. No, I guess some overly weird shit had already happened with them when they had left in the middle of the night in the first movie, where you wouldn't have turned around for that fucking bunny.
No, there was no in the first movie. It's stupid why they go back for the bunny. Like Well, they're both stupid in both movies, but
But
at
I
least
thought
here-
some more shit had happened in this one that was like even more
More
like,
more build up, right?
more
explanation.
more extreme, where they're like, we got to
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. And she's
Well, yeah,
like,
what
oh no,
about,
my rabbit.
What about the daughter being in a particular bed? What about that, dude? Like, that's pretty fucked up. That's what got them going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, and that's where
that was
that's
in
where
both
shit.
movies, though.
My wife wouldn't have been having this shit from the start. I'll tell you
That would have been
right
out
now.
quick, huh?
And I would have been the one being like, "No, it's okay. We give it." And she's
Yeah.
like, "No, fuck
Give her a
that.
chance.
Let's go."
It's a cultural difference.
Give her a chance to fucking sleep next to James McAvoy and his black skeevies, bro. Come on, get out of here.
That's the point where at least you got to go. All right, we got to go now. If nothing else, you're worried about him fucking your wife, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he looked.
They were weird too.
Yes.
They acted like they were swingers, and they did in the original.
They said they like to eat out at different restaurants sometimes.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
I was like, all right, it's time to go.
Or maybe not. I mean, she was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
sorry,
also,
Brian.
you know.
I didn't mean to stop you in the middle of that, bro.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
go ahead, Brian.
I'm gonna pass it over to Lance because I think we're dangerously getting into the third act.
I
Here.
Boy,
know,
are
dude.
we.
I'm sorry.
we're in the crow territory already. We're almost getting to the crow territory, so let's just keep it moving.
Yeah,
Lance.
Lance, go ahead.
Oh
What do you
my
think?
God. Was I ever worried about this movie, guys? I swear to God, I've got that AMC card like Pedro does. And so I see, 4 to 6 movies at least every single month. And I swear to God, this fucking trailer was in at least 90% of the fucking movies that I would go to see. I would see this trailer over and over and over and over at least 3 dozen times. And I'm like, holy fucking
You got to
shit.
give him credit though. It was the
I've
same
given him-
trailer.
You know what, Brian?
They
I'm
didn't. They
giving
didn't
him-
show you trailer number 2, trailer number 3, TV spots.
You know what?
Yeah, that's true.
Fair
They gave
point.
just enough, and some of it was different than the movie.
Yes, it was. And it was very misleading. Very misleading because I was halfway through this movie and I thought, here we go again. It's a shot for shot remake. Because every scene in the fucking trailer, except the one where they jumped off the cliff and they got down to their skivvies, that was a little bit different. But other than that, but it was still the same spirit, right? But other than that, every fucking line, every scene, every bit of dialogue was literally lifted directly from the original movie. And I thought, here we fucking go again. And then I realized that the director did fucking Eden Lake. And I'm like, oh no, I can't do this again.
I know.
AJ's sitting over there. I almost grabbed her and dragged her out of the theater. And I said, have faith, baby. Have faith. So, oh my God, I was so worried. But you know what? I enjoyed it. James McAvoy was an absolute force of nature. In my opinion, I'm going to say this is his best role ever. This
I
is
don't know
better than
about
the
that.
rest. No, I'm sorry. My opinion, guys. He was better in this and more suited to this role than he was as Professor X, than he was in the fucking M. Night movie. Anything he's ever done, I love
even
his
close.
role in this movie.
All right,
That's
so what's it? Wait.
my
what's it-
opinion.
all right, so what's his best role?
This one he's saying.
Oh, you're
Well, I
asking
know, but,
Nez,
what-
'cause
what do you
mine.
guys
I
think?
just revealed it.
Well,
What's
to,
Nez,
Split.
what's
to,
Nez got?
to say
Split.
he's better in this than Split is
Yes.
is amazingly
Yes, absolutely.
wild.
It's wrong.
I'm going Split.
Nope, I'm going with this one. And I'm also going to tell you this. He was in a really good movie where he played like a Scottish guy that was based on a novel. I can't remember the name of it, but like on the book cover, he's riding a pig. And a lot of people say, oh, that's his best role ever. I think this was even better than that. But I'll be quiet now since everybody's disagreeing with me, and we'll move on to the spoiler territory.
Well, just about his best role. I think he did pretty awesome.
I
in this
loved
one,
it.
Actually.
I thought he was
yeah.
great. Just
So-
great.
I think that the original movie had more to say. This was probably more
Okay.
entertaining.
Yes.
But I
It
sort
was
of liked
fluffier. This one was fluffier.
this one was fluffier. I feel like I liked the feel
Like
of
the
the
rabbit.
first. Yeah, I feel like I like the feel of the first movie better. Just because it is so uncomfortable, it's like it's one that fucking sticks with you. except Nez,
Nasty.
obviously.
It's nasty, right?
Yeah. But I did enjoy this. I like that they didn't quite keep it the same. James McAvoy is amazing in everything that he does, man. He might be my new favorite actor, you know, like you put him in the credits and I'm going to go see it. Like he's kind of badass. The guy wasn't, he was still a big wiener in this one. And I feel like it was like a little bit overly done.
Okay.
And then maybe some of the reasoning, but we'll wait till spoilers for that.
It's tough, isn't it?
But I'm gonna go ahead and give my score first because I'm gonna give it a 7, the same as I gave the first one, but I still give the first one
Nice.
a slight edge over this one, just because I feel like it had more to say.
A little darker, maybe.
Yeah, a little darker. All right, Pedro, score.
I'm gonna go 7 on 10 for this one. I also really enjoyed it. I think you're right. I think this is more for consumption to a general audience, so you want to keep it a little safer, you know, stuff like that. Whereas the first one was more of an art film, which a lot of these European films tend to be. So they're not really thinking about profits. They're thinking more like I have something to say. So yeah, you could see the big difference there. And so, but this one to me, I mean, again, I had a lot of fun watching it. Everything about it we just talked about. So I'm gonna go 7 on 10 with this one.
All right, Nez, what do you think?
James McAvoy, his wife, and his kid, that boy, they get a 10. I thought they were awesome, but the movie in a whole, I'll give it an 8. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. All right, good score.
Not bad, not bad. Brian?
7.5.
All right. Lance?
8 on 10. 8 on 10. I liked it better
10.
than the original.
Nice.
I wonder if this movie is hovering top 5 for you right now, Lance, here in September 18th.
It's hovering top 10, not top 5.
Okay, so
I've already, there's already 5 I like better, but hey, it's up there, man.
Night Swim 1, we know that. So Night Swim 1.
No, Night Swim, I gave a 6 to you, fucking asshole.
You gave it a what?
Number 1 movie
6.
of the year.
Stop it. Move on. Go on.
Who are you watching?
Are we in spoilers?
Now we're in spoilers. Okay.
Scoot McWeenie did nothing in this movie.
Yeah.
He had one opportunity to finish it. Right. He did not. His daughter did more than him.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Davis, who played his wife, I think she got the most kills.
Oh, for sure. Well, his only heroic act was falling off the fucking roof, dumbass. That's what I was. Huh? Those are the little nitpicky changes. Some of them that they made, like they made her like the boss babe that killed everybody. I was like, come the fuck on, okay. Right. And kind of silly, right? And the reasoning for why he did it in the first place, because like in the original movie, he was like, well, because you let us. And
well, they said that line, in all fairness, Philip.
Sort of, but and so it was kind of like The Strangers, because you were home, right? You know, because you let us, and I think that was great the way it was. But then they started, you know, it wasn't just because they let you; it was because I don't like your ideology, because you're a vegetarian piece of shit, whatever.
I didn't like the twist with them stealing the money out of their bank either. That's twist with them stealing the money out of the bank was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
That's what
they
do.
Money trail?
That's what they do.
I know.
Yeah, that was the point of them doing it all.
There was that was another thing different than the remake. There was more than just the one guy that came to cut out the girl's tongue involved. There was the restaurant owner or cook or whatever he was involved.
That was a shitload of money too.
How many people disappear and then their entire account gets wiped out and they can't trace that money?
I honestly thought, guys, let me tell you something real quick, because y'all know how much I love folk horror and stuff like that. I honestly thought that there was going to be a subplot that they were all like in some kind of weird, British cult. out in the countryside and stuff like that. I really saw that coming, and it didn't coalesce.
Maybe they
so
were. We didn't get that part of the story.
They didn't
Maybe
go that far with it, but they told more than the first movie did, right, Pedro?
No, for sure.
They were all up in it with Epstein.
that third
Do
act.
Teslas
Lolita
have
Express.
shatterproof windshields?
And P. Diddy, apparently.
Yeah, what
Apparently.
kind of shotgun was they shooting?
Oh,
It
no.
barely did anything to that windshield.
That's
Made
what I
me
was
wanna get
saying.
a
I was like,
Tesla.
that bitch is shooting birdshot. Go charge his ass.
Yeah, but I did like the fact that car was very super expensive to the point that James McAvoy had already sold it. He has a throwaway line where he has a buyer. So they really put over that car. But a couple of things. I thought the third act was very Americanized, right? Very like.
Oh yeah,
cathartic,
that's what
like-
I wanted. That was like
Kind of reminded me of what's that movie, Straw Dogs?
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
totally got Straw Dog vibes.
This was the family getting out of work at 5:30, going to watch the movies and just having a good time.
Yes,
and
yes, and
using
that's what
that-
I needed. After
Using that
first
cathartic feeling in the third act, where that's my boss, that's all the people that you hate, and you're seeing it, pay off there. It did
like
become
falling down.
right. It did become very Home Alone-y, which I didn't like. It's like all of a sudden the heels, the bad guys, were very clumsy. All of a sudden, this is their first time
Right.
doing this, and so that bothered me. That bothered
Fucking
me.
Marv.
The Wet Bandits.
I was waiting for the little girl to throw the micro machines on the floor so that James McAvoy could slip on them and stuff.
So did Patty brainwash that chick?
Yes, and I'm
Okay,
gonna
that's
tell
what
you
I
why.
figured.
Because at the end, when he has the daughter, he's like, she can't take care of me no more, so she's gonna take care of me.
Right.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So to me, that was a big giveaway of like he did that to her as well, and then he just brainwashed her, right? Because he probably decided
Sure.
to keep her. So this guy is also a pedophile to boot. And so,
Although it
yeah.
doesn't make her any less of a bad guy.
True.
But
Yeah, she was a crazy bitch. Let's
Mhm.
put it that way. Oh, hey, before we go on, Nez, what's your cool of the week? We forgot to ask you. Coolest thing you've seen or checked out this week, Nez?
Oh,
Night Flight Plus. What are you thinking, brother?
oh yeah, dude, that's awesome. I was up all night
yeah, they
watching just
sponsor
the
the show now,
videos.
evidently.
I wasn't even watching the movies. I was watching all the videos.
I was too, man.
Yeah, that's probably my cool of the week. That Night Flight. Right on, brother. Thanks.
All right. Two old codgers. Y'all go ahead, kids. Sorry.
So where were we at? Yeah, we're talking.
Where were we
okay.
at? Sorry.
So yeah,
We're
so
just go ahead.
I was gonna say, so the third act, although it was Americanized, it was cool. I liked it. I saw it for what it was. It was very by the numbers. Again,
Yep.
all of a sudden, it was like a wrestling match. It was time for the good guys to make their comeback.
Yeah.
They did their finisher. They dropped the big leg, and they 1, 2, 3, let's go home. That was the big difference from the original. And so again, I liked it, and so I went with it. I like the development of the kid. He didn't die in this one, thank God. He did get thrown into the lake. I do like another little subtlety in this film, where they show you that he can't swim when they do that little swan dive from the rock into the lake.
Yes,
Sure.
they
And-
set that up. I didn't. I
at
just
that-
realized that.
And at that point, you're wondering, like, this is their lifestyle. Why wouldn't the quote unquote dad show him how to swim? But that's because that's not his kid. But we didn't know that at that time. So again, I like those little subtleties that they sprinkle throughout the entire movie.
Well, he seems like if it was his kid, he seemed like he'd throw him in the water and let him figure it out himself.
Sure.
Yes, but at the same time, he would have
as
thrown
a
them
parent,
a bunch of
I'd have left that fucking kid to drown. Sorry. I'm taking care of my family.
Yeah, I know. I would have been the fuck out of there too, probably.
You're talking about Scoot McWeeny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scooty.
Yeah, but he
Like
was
this
doing
is
the
when
whole-
you pick a time to grow a pair of fucking balls.
I know.
You're already
I know.
out. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Or
All
at,
right.
or at the very least, drive that Tesla out of the gates, because then all James McAvoy all he did was press the button. It's like, okay, you're fucked too. Not only is Scoot McWeeny fucked, the whole family's fucked, because I'm about to close these gates again.
I was like, that big ass electric thing's got to have some weight behind it. It ought to knock a gate open.
Those are fucking heavy as fuck. Philip, you know I've got an electric car. They're
Yeah.
almost like twice the weight of
That's
like
what I'm saying.
combustion
man.
car.
Gravity times force.
Right.
And then I think they fucked up, and this is like a
Fast.
small little nitpick, but I think they fucked up with the continuity because when James McAvoy got cut with the box cutter, that thing was massive. And then as the movie's going on, it gets smaller and smaller. So the point, I don't even think he had an injury at the end when he's holding the gun and he's holding the daughter. That was a little. I guess they fucked up right there, but that had
Pedro.
Well, the chemicals got thrown in his face that healed him.
probably, yeah.
No, I was gonna say. I think,
Deadpool. He is Wolverine.
The
no,
Home
I was gonna
the
say
Home Alone
Philip's
part.
theory is right. He's Wolverine. Fuck. All right, guys. Let's. I think that's enough for now. Unless y'all have got anything super important, we don't want to go too long.
No, that's it. I mean,
I think my takeaway from this movie is James McAvoy is a badass. I
No
want to see him
shit.
in some more stuff, man.
So Brian and Pedro, y'all disagree? Not his best role, right? Y'all think it was the M. Night movie?
yeah, I think it was the M. Night movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Split.
Yeah.
He was pretty awesome.
And
All right.
and even First Class, the X-Men First Class movie, he was really
Oh,
good.
that was a
Great.
Yeah.
great movie. Totally agree. All right. Well, as always, we want to thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Horror Returns. You know how to find us. Brian, make sure that our socials are completely up to date. But if you want, just go to thehorrorreturns.com and click the links from there. Pedro, as always, thanks for joining us, brother.
Thank
we
you.
really
Always a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Always a good time.
Yeah, well, next week we're going to talk about Survival Week as we're going to check out Never Let Go and The Ritual. So, Brian, until the horror returns again.
Good night.